Hi guys, welcome to my kitchen. Today I'm making one pot sausage and sun-dried tomato pasta. Alright, I'm starting out in a large pan, my multi-pan. I have it preheating. I'm going to add a little bit of olive oil in here. I'll have to hunt my lid down later, it's still on the floor. Just enough to coat the bottom of the pan. Now I have a 14-ounce ring of sausage. This is pre-cooked. This is kielbasa. You use any kind of sausage you like, turkey, beef, pork, whatever. I'm going to get that in there, and I have one medium onion I diced up. We're going to get that in. And I'm going to go ahead and brown my sausage up and saute those onions until they start to soften. Alright, now at this point for about 5 or 6 minutes, you can see my ends are starting to darken up and my sausage is browned. I'm going to add in 3½ cups of chicken broth. And I'm going to turn my heat up a little bit. I'm going to add in, this is a 23-ounce jar of marinara. I'm going to add in half of that. So about 11½ ounces, give or take a little bit. Okay, that's looking good right about there. I'm going to add in 1 cup of heavy cream. I'm going to add in about 2 decent-sized teaspoons of diced up garlic. You could also use fresh garlic, use 2 cloves. I'm going to turn my heat up a little bit. We're going to start to bring this up to a gentle boil. I'm going to add in a teaspoon of Italian seasoning. You could also use oregano. A ½ teaspoon of salt, because that chicken stock has salt in it and the sausage has salt in it. We don't want too much. A ½ teaspoon of pepper. And about 1/3 cup of sun-dried tomatoes that I diced up. Now you can find these in the grocery store in a jar. This was packed in oil with Italian herbs. I just pulled them out, put on paper towel, soaked up the excess oil, then took them off and diced them up. Now I'm going to take a pound of raw spaghetti. We're going to break this in half in here so a little less care to keep an eye on so it doesn't stick together. And I'm just alternating my spaghetti here. That'll help keep it from clumping together. And you want to go ahead and get the whole pound in. Now I like thick spaghetti. You could also use the angel hair spaghetti. That's the kind my parents always used to like and they would buy. That you would have to cook a little less. Maybe about 10 to 12 minutes. But I like just regular thick spaghetti. So we're going to get it all in here. And if you want to leave your spaghetti whole, not break it in half, you're going to have to go in there and stir it around once it gets absorbed and keep a closer eye on it, but we're doing it the easier way. I'm going to turn this up on high because we want to bring this up to a boil. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to put a lid on this. Once this comes to a boil, I'm going to simmer it for 12 to 15 minutes till my spaghetti's tender, and I'll go in there occasionally and I'll stir that around. Once that spaghetti starts to soften, we'll get it all down into the liquid. Alright guys, this went for 15 minutes. My spaghetti's tender. Now when you go and stir that, you don't want to go in too often. I only went in about 3 times because you want that to keep that moisture in there. You see how my sauce is thickening already. Now I have my heat off. I'm going to take some shredded mozzarella cheese and sprinkle it over top of this. Then you want to put just a nice generous layer of cheese on top. I'm going to put my cover back on here. And I'm going to take this off the heat and let it sit for 5 minutes covered. And then this will be ready to go. Alright guys, my 5 minutes are up. You can see my cheese is all nice and melted. Let's go ahead and fix up a plate and see what we got. I went ahead and added a little more Italian seasoning on top for a little extra flavor and a little bit of color. Let me get in here and try this. I'll start with a piece of that sausage. Well seasoned, tender, and that sausage is pre-cooked and it's well seasoned when you take it out of the pack. You can see how cheesy this is, and my pasta drank up all that extra liquid. Try a little bit of the spaghetti. Spaghetti's tender. It's creamy, well seasoned. You get that cheese, you get the tomato, the seasoning. That's really delicious, guys. It wasn't hard at all, and there isn't much cleanup. Alright, there you have it. 1 pot sausage and sun-dried tomato pasta. Give it a try. Thanks for watching, and until next time, I'll see ya.